So I have 7.3 having two more parts. We looked at the adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing of the functions, and now you can see the names of the functions, f of x, g of x, so we know what function we're talking about. Now we're going to look at the composition functions a little more. Composition functions, putting two or more functions together using their results. Okay, so here we have our f of x, we have our g of x, f of x is 2x, g of x is x plus 3, and we're going to be putting them together, and it's kind of almost, I find it almost like hopscotch. You're going to go from one spot to the next, just jumping backwards when you're looking at the composition function. Now, there's going to be two notations you're going to see. The first notation is using the pure names, the f of x and g of x, and plugging them into each other. So one thing we're going to see is f of x of g of x of 3. Now what this is telling us is that we are taking function g and plugging in 3. We're going to take that result, plug it into f. And that's going to be our final answer once we simplify that. So what I meant by kind of hopscotch going through, taking the 3, I'm going to plug it into my function g. So g is x plus 3. So the first thing I'm doing is taking that, plugging it into x. So x plus 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. I'm now going to take that 6, and I'm going to plug that into f. So f is 2x. 2x, 2 times 6 is 12. And there's our answer for that composition function. Okay? We took the 3, plugged in the g. Simplified, plugged it into f. So we just keep going back, working from right to left, starting from right to left, and just plugging in from function, result, function, result, function, result. And just keep plugging in what we would get. The other way you might see these problems written is g of f, and that's not a 0, that's it's a dot there for the composition symbol there. We're saying it's g of f, and let's say this is of -4. Okay? I can really put any function name in here, I can put any order in here, any value, and you're just going to work from right to left. So the first step here is taking that -4, plug it into f. You're still working right to left. F is 2x. 2 times -4 is -8. Then I'm going to take that -8 and I'm going to plug it into g. G is x plus 3. -8 plus 3 gives me -5. And there's my result for the last one. Okay? Take a value, plug it in. Take a value, plug it in. Okay? So working right to left. Yeah, I do think those parentheses are helping. I do think they help people stay organized. So I suggest continue to use them. Okay, now, here we have f of x is 2x plus 1, g of x is 3x. Okay? I can give you any combination or any order. I could add more functions to it if I wanted to. I could give you g of f of g of 2. Make sure I'm closing enough parentheses there. So here there's 3 functions. So I just went g, f, g, and I picked a value there. So the first one is taking the 2, plug it into the g. Excuse me. G is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Now I'm going to take that 6, plug that into f. Okay? So f is 2x plus 1. 2 times 6 plus 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And now the last one, take that 13, and I'm going back to g. 3x, 3 times 13 is 39. And there's the result of that function then. Okay? So that's composition functions if you're given a value to plug in. Okay? The next video that you're going to watch, it's not going to give you a value. It's just going to be the variable x to plug in. And when you're plugging those functions into each other, they can get a little more complicated. Okay? So that's what our next video is about.